From bloodlines woven tight, our past we chose to share. Half sisters under the same moon, sister friends beyond compare, brother to sister, a fierce and tender God.
So yeah, hey everybody, so this is Naisha on Every Sister Needs a Sister, and right now we are at the Podcast Summit 2026, and right now here sitting next to me is
Grief Transformation Lifestyle Coach, Dr. Hazel J.
Look at that, y'all, Dr. Hazel J. So with that being said, you guys, on Every Sister Needs a Sister, we're going to be discussing what it is to be sisterly. What is it that bridges the gaps between women, and what does that look like, and how healthy that is? So right now our topic today is going to be bridging the gap. So let's take it away. Let's take it. Yes, we're going to be bridging the gap today, Doctor. So right now I know we had some discussion about what does that look like, relationship in between women. If you could tell us a little bit about what does relationship in between two women look like you, and the foundational pieces of it that you see are missing in our community of women.
Say that one more time.
It's okay. I just want to know, basically, with the women, how do we bridge the gap in relationships that are struggling, and what does that look like from your perspective?
Okay, gotcha.
What does that look like from your perspective, especially when there's something missing?
All right, awesome. So I said I can't repeat what I was saying before, right. But I remember us saying something about grace and grief and grace.
Yeah.
A lot of times we, as women, from my experience, actually, just a couple of days ago, I have this. I'm putting air quotes because I don't know about her anymore, and I told her this. She's my best friend. She's been my best friend for over 20 something years. I had actually asked her to do something for me back home in California, and she didn't do it. And I was just like, yo, I've asked you multiple times over. I'm gonna get it. So a couple of days ago, I sent her a text, her and my other best friend.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy, but I sent them both this text, and I said, listen, it's really challenging and difficult for me to process how we've been friends for this amount of time. I don't ask you for anything. So when I'm asking you to do something for me, it's because I actually need you to do it. So now I'm questioning our relationship, like what's going on, because this is 20 years, and for 20 years you guys pretty much have done the same thing. Now she ended up giving me a call, so I'm making a point. She called me the following day, or maybe that night, and she said, well, I told you this and I told you that, and I said, okay, whatever. I said, but so we had a conversation, and to your question, you have to be very courageous in your conversation, right? Being transparent, being honest, but also being fair in how you do it, right? Because I also had to keep in mind, remind you, I said it's been 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never taught, I'm going to say the word taught, I never taught them how to be a friend to me. I never allowed them to be a friend to me. I was the one always showing up and doing and giving and doing and giving. And so really it's unfair for me to expect for someone to do something that they've never really been shown how to do, right?
Wow.
Like grace and grief, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I had to give grace to her. So she's apologizing and all those things. Okay, cool. Thank you for apologizing. But now I'm telling you, now you can't say I don't know. Now you can't say that anymore. And I don't have to feel a way, because now I know that I've told you, and we have it in written form. So we have both.
Right.
What are we doing here?
She said, I have it in written form, y'all. She said, I have it in written form, so don't play with me.
Don't play with me.
Don't play with Doc over here. Okay. Go ahead.
So yeah, it's really about grief and grace, because understanding that if somebody's been used to you being one way, and now all of a sudden you have within yourself to you're now becoming somebody else. Like I'm now taking charge of me, right? I'm now understanding that I don't have to accept whatever comes my way and call it a friend. Does that make sense?
That makes good sense.
Right?
That makes very good sense.
And so because I'm learning that and I'm actually now accepting that, it's one thing to learn something, y'all. They used to say learning is what is it? Knowledge is power, right?
Yes.
And while there is some truth to that, really it's knowledge is power, yes, but there takes more to that. You need to actually put action behind the knowledge.
Talk about it. Put the power behind it.
Put the power behind it, right?
Right.
And so this is me now putting power behind it. It's me reevaluating these relationships. And I even had to say, you know, just because we've been friends for this amount of time, just because we've known each other this amount of time, doesn't make you still a best friend. Like that, like, and that's important to understand too.
Yeah.
Relationships can change, and I don't have to feel bad about it, and neither do you. It's just changed.
Yeah.
And if we don't evolve together, right?
Yes.
That means our season.
Yep. It's over.
It's over.
Yep.
And it's no love lost.
Yeah.
We serve each other's purpose, right? But in order to serve each other's purpose, you have to be willing to have that courageous conversation. So when you meet someone new, like if we just met now, but if it's in God's plan for us to actually have a relationship, right?
Yeah.
A friendship, it's going to be very important for us to intentionally say what we want in a friend.
Yes.
This is my expectation
I
in
hear that,
a
y'all.
friend.
You hear that? The boundaries and expectation is very, very important in this bridge. Yeah.
Yes, it has to be.
Yeah.
Because if not, someone is going to get hurt or they're going to have a distaste.
Agreed.
And then this is when you have women saying, "Oh, I don't get along with women. Oh, I don't like women." And I'm good for saying that. I do very well with the opposite sex. I do. I mean, for good reason too. But
Woo! Okay.
But I mean, I'm just dope like that.
that.
Like, I'm just
Okay,
dope.
listen,
I'm
let's
dope.
give it.
I'm
Let's
dope.
listen.
Look,
I
I'm
love the
dope.
confidence.
I'm dope. I'm a girly girl tomboy. Like, I'm just dope. But with that being said, and I say that because the women that I do get along with really well are the women who are confident in themselves.
Right.
The women who wear that facade, they tend to get intimidated by me and create these things, and it makes it really difficult. And so for me, it becomes, man, I internalize it, like I just don't get along with women. Like that's just not my thing.
Wow.
And so over the years, I've learned how to identify now. It's not women, it's a specific type of person or the characteristics of certain women that just don't work well with me. And that's important to understand too. A lot of times we can attach ourselves to what we want when we were a little girl that wasn't fulfilled, and we're looking for those relationships. We're grown women now seeking the girlfriend child type, if that makes sense, relationship, and get very disappointed because we're thinking, oh, we're gonna be best friends, all of that, and forget that life is life, and people be going through things, and an unhealed friend looks a lot different than a healed friend. Right? Just like an unhealed parent, parenting looks a lot different than healed parenting, right?
Absolutely.
So even in that, asking these newfound relationships with women, what was your experiences with women prior to me? What is your current experiences? What are your non-negotiables? What is your relationship with your mom? Like, that's important.
Y'all hear that? So I don't want you to know that was gonna be my next topic. But we gotta talk about that one day, with mothers and daughters relationshiping and how that affects us as women when we start connecting with other women, y'all. That's gonna be the next one. So y'all stay tuned. But I'm sorry, Doc. Go ahead.
So what is your relationship with your mom? What is your relationship like with your sister, if you have one, or your closest girl cousin? Like, what is the dynamics of that? Because all of those are ways for you to be able to make a decision on if this is a healthy person to be in a relationship with. And even in the relationship, how, like a circle, right? So you have the circle, you have the bullseye, you have the, and the further out you get, right?
Yeah.
How close
That
within
target.
that circle
That
are
target.
they going to be in it, right?
Yeah.
Like who's your core people and who's outside of that? Because that makes a difference too, right? And even with the word friend, being very intentional, I actually created a and I don't have it off top, but I created a whole workshop and an acronym for the word sister and for the word friend. And I did it through the work that I do, grieving work. And the importance of being able to identify what a real friend, a real sister, the characteristics of that is once you're healed, or while you're going through your process, your transformation, your healing. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. And I want to say to that, to add to that, everybody, for all the viewers who are listening, what I hear is accountability. What I hear is boundaries. What I hear is self-esteem. What I hear is being able to understand who you are first as someone who is requiring someone to relationship with you as a sister in your life. And I also want to add to this, access. That access key is very, very important. Be careful who you give the access key to your life to, because you don't know what you're letting in. Prior to doing so, as we just heard, understanding yourself, understanding what your own boundaries are. Because if you don't have any, then when you're searching for someone, that special one, that sister in your life, to be connected to you in such a way, remember their expectations is not going to be your expectation, because the boundaries weren't set. There were no expectations, there were no boundaries, right? And if you could just tell us a little bit about how you come to be friends in the first place, that made you feel so free with not having any boundaries at all. If you could just tell us a little bit about that.
So again, I mentioned an unhealed relationship, right? Looks a lot different than a healed relationship.
Yeah.
So I have experienced a lot of trauma and pain, a lot of attachment, a lot of things. And so that little girl in me was the one who was in search of. And so now that I'm 48, I'll be 49 in October, the little girl in me is finally put to rest, right? She's resting. She's tired. She got tired. She was probably tired a long time ago.
Right.
But I kept resurrecting her. So now she's gone, right? And so now I'm probably at that teenage. I go in between my teenage self and my true self, right? But and that doesn't take away from the awesome person that I am. It's just that when you go through so much, you have, well, in my opinion, I've had to, or I teach that you have to go back and you have to heal all of those pieces, everything that's connected to it. So and that's using all your senses, and that's a lot of work. People think, oh, once you say you ask for forgiveness or you do the face work, that's all it is. But no, baby, there's levels to all of this.
Yeah. So
once you've gotten that level complete, there's going to be a situation or a person or an experience that's going to unlock another level of where you need to take yourself.
Right.
And that can still be in forgiveness, right? That can still be in forgiveness, right? And so for me, because I struggled a lot with identity, being assured of myself, folks always teasing me, saying I look different, I talk different. So when I came to America, I definitely had a whole accent. I'm British, so I had a strong British accent. I'm starting to look more like my dad's people now, but when I was younger, I used to look Arabic. But I grew up, I moved to a black community, and so the black folks didn't take me in, the white folks didn't take me in, so I was just like here, and I've always been just different. I've always internally just been different. So as soon as somebody was like, oh, I like you.
Wow.
I just went, okay, oh my goodness, I have a friend. I have a friend. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Like, that's really the truth.
Right.
That's the truth of the matter.
Wow.
That's the truth. I was just so excited. Like, I had a friend, and we started out as friends in middle school. And then in college, I graduated college, San Francisco State, and she needed a place to stay. So I was moving out of my house, moving to UC Davis to go to school for grad school. And I connected her with a realtor, and then from there, because I remember saying when I was younger, I never want anybody to experience what I experienced. So now what happened? Now that emotional connection happened, because that attachment happened. So now it was the physical, now it was the emotional. So that's literally how she became a best friend. That's literally how it became. She didn't earn it. She did not earn it. She honestly didn't earn it. Like, honestly, she did not. Nor did I give her an opportunity to either. I just gave her a title and said, this is what you are. And she politely accepted it. And that's what we've been.
Oh, so we talk about titles, y'all. So that's real good, because oftentimes we place people on certain levels in our life, y'all, and they have not even earned those spots in our life. We just freely just give it out to them.
Give it out.
And that's another thing. We have to be very, very careful of where we position people in our lives and who we call them to be to us. Because sometimes you can place a person way up there in, the top tier league of your life, and they have done nothing to operate as that supporter, as that person who loves you, who sees you, who hears you, who understands you, who supports you, the person who is
who elevates
with you, who elevates you, who inspires you, who encourages you, even when nothing is happening for them. And they may not have. None of those things will take place, and then and then we're talking about integrity, values, morals, and we haven't even paid attention to that because we're so more focused on the fact that we just get along and personalities are cool and we click and not even realize sees you. Right. So with that being said, y'all, it's just so many working parts to friendship and sisterhood, and for that, I just want to thank you so much for coming on and giving, and this is a whole testimony. How about that? This is a whole testimony, y'all. So you know your sis over here. I am Testimony Tuesdays. Sometimes I just be launching them. I love that. and just and being, pouring out to those who will pour into you, and being careful who you give access to. So we just really want to make sure that when we're bridging the gap in sisterhood, we want to take a look at ourselves first. We want to make sure within that we're checking us. Put the mirror up to yourself. Put the full mirror. We're going to put the full one, the ceiling, the floor mirror, and put yourself in front of it, right? And be honest with yourself and say, girl,
listen, and have the mirror in front and in the back.
Right, and say, girl, what we doing here?
What's up?
What's going on? Right? And I'm not just talking about appearance-wise. We're just talking about all that stuff inside. All that inside stuff, right? That way you can have people in your life at a healthy pace, a healthy manner, and that you are relationshiping from a healthy, whole place in your life. So I just want to thank you.
And can I add something to that?
Sure, absolutely.
When you were just saying that, it just hit me to share, and thank you for letting me share this piece. It's important not to be around people or sisters that's going to always agree with you.
We talk about that love over loyalty, y'all.
That's not cool.
Love over loyalty. Mm-hmm.
That's not cool. They need to be able to challenge you and check you.
Yeah. Challenge
and check when you're out of pocket. Yeah. Like when you become a liability, they need to help you so you can become an asset. When you are out of pocket, they need to tell you so they can check you so you can get back in pocket, right? Mm-hmm. Anybody who just continuously agrees with you, they're not really for you. Mm-hmm. They like what you can do for them, what you bring to them, but they're not adding value to you, and that's very important. yes, you want to be an asset to them, but they need to be an asset to you as well.
Right.
Friendship is I'm about to say repository, reciprocatory. It goes back and forth. You need one scratch the back and the other scratch the back, or whatever you want to. You put the lipstick on, she put the lipstick on. You buy her lipstick, she put it on. She buy you lipstick, you put it on. You guys do things for each other. You want a business, like she's doing her podcast. Listen, go find her some people to interview or interview for her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go do that, make it happen. Like, why not? Like, come on now. Like, that's what you do, right? That at least that's what I believe you do. You pour into people, and if you don't know how to, and even in your friendships now, maybe you didn't start out with the friends that you were supposed to be with, but now you have them now. Like my best friend, no, she didn't earn the title, but she is in my life, and she is a good person, and I do love her. But the fact still remains, she didn't earn the title though. That is it, and she still did what she did, and I still had to tell her, right? But I'm saying all that, ask God to tell you how to show up and be a friend too, right? Because we can have our own idea, right, of what it means to be a sister, what it means to be a friend or a sister friend, or however you want to call it, your loved one, right? But let God tell you, God, how am I supposed to show up for her? What does that look like, sound like, feel like? Like, what is that? What in me do I need to fix so I can be all that I need to be for my friend? You see what I'm saying? Those are the type of relationships that you want with people, I believe. I believe.
Absolutely. So y'all heard it. Can you tell us your name again, Doc?
So again, I am Dr. Hazel J, Grief Transformation Lifestyle Coach, Dr. Hazel J. Yes.
So y'all heard it for yourselves. I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
This was amazing. Your story, your testimony, and all that you poured into the women who are going to be viewing this session. And I'm sure they're going to be able to get something out of it. And it's been amazing. And I'm so happy to have met you today.
Yes,
I'm so happy.
Too.
And let me tell y'all something. Look at this ensemble. Look at this shirt she has on. Wait. Look at this. That's what caught my eye when I saw Doc. Right? And I said, ooh, good morning. I said, I love that. Listen, we gotta encourage each other. We gotta just make sure that we say, I love your shirt. If you like the shirt, say I like your shirt. It don't take nothing to be kind. It don't take nothing to just be like, you know what? That's pretty on you, girl. It takes nothing, right? So, and it's true what she said. What we feel on the inside is how we will project out. Let us not project the part of us that needs to be worked on others, but the good stuff too. So if you're feeling pretty, tell your shirt is pretty, girl. Your shirt is beautiful. It looks good on you. If you don't, listen, if you don't have that nice say, I'm advising y'all, stop projecting that negativity on people. But in the meantime,
in between time,
I thank y'all for viewing this show, Bridging the Gap Between Sisters, and all the things that we just heard today. And let us know what you think. Click. Thank you. You see that, y'all? Click, tag, and share, and let the people know how you feel about this session. And until next time, see you later. Bye.
Stay glowing.
Stay glowing.